Hey all, Double 18 Seth Shadow here. TCG Player finally got up the pre-sales for DivineZ 6, but we're not going to be looking at an overview of it today. We'll just be looking at a few key points. And then for the next Market Watch, we'll actually do a look over. Especially given, of course, since this is pre-sale, it's pretty typical of prices to be on the higher end at this point, and not as many sales overall. However, even with regards to that, there is something to keep in mind, which is the reprint of the Stride Ride fodders that I've been talking about for a little while. So, as an example, you have Sea Strike, Dragon, and Largolv, which originally came out of set 13 as both a triple rare and an FFR. And with the reprints that come out of DivineZ 6, we get yet another triple rare for this card, and it also gets the silver rare treatment on top of that. So, at the pre-sale rates, the triple rares are already much lower than the triple rares of the original set, being at around $9, and the original triple rares are still at a base price of about $28. The silver rares haven't had any sales yet. They're starting just over $35, while the double frame rares are still in the $100 range and naturally have a history there. So, just watch and see how these play out, but ultimately, if we're looking at pricing that cheap on the pre-sale of the triple rares, then the set 13 triple rares should end up following them. There are also the new generics that we're getting for each of the different nations which are specific to clans. And the biggest one of them all is likely to be Belcosity Dragon, which can be utilized in decks like Dragonic Overlord and Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion. Note, you can't play these in Stride decks, and you also cannot play these unless the Vanguard that you're playing has at least one clan available, so you also can't play this generically across nations, only for, what do you call them, encounters. But even with that consideration, Bellicosity Dragon is already starting in the high 30s for its pre-sale pricing. Almost $29 to pick it up at its lowest right now. There are also the new effect front triggers, which come as double rares in this set, to my surprise. I didn't actually take too much of a look at the Japanese version of this one, so yeah, that caught me by surprise. But in any case, these are effect fronts with a completely different effect compared to the original, which gives you additional shield. This one just gives you additional soul instead. And they're starting pretty high. The one for Brandgate, Matania, is actually on the higher side in comparison to some of the others, at $35 right now. And it's, well, yeah. That's all I can say at this point. We'll see what happens when the actual release comes, but these are still pre-sale prices. And finally, we do have another Regulus piece, the Fire Regulus, in this set as well, starting in the high 30s for the pre-sales, and this one has no rarity bumps. This is the only rarity that you can pick this up in DivineZ 6, so also keep that in mind. Talking a bit about some of the over triggers from the Festival Collection boosters, the originals of cards like Nyxlexia, well, Nyxlexia is getting bought out right now. There are only 6 listings on the market starting from $20 at this point. And if we take a look, this card has been progressively selling pretty well, and now the market price has made its way to $15. And in terms of availability, they range from 20 to 30 at this point for this card. Spiritual King of Ignition Valnut, the original over triple rare, is also back up in value and bought out, and now has a base price of about $31, with only 6 listings on the market. The market price on this one has been rising, but the number of sales hasn't been as high. It's currently around $18.50 for the market price, but the lowest listings that are currently available are 31, and they move up to, we ignore that last one, $45 when you consider shipping and handling. And as for what they're actually selling at, lately they have been selling at $30 or higher. But again, this is the original over triple rare, So that's another point to keep in mind. The same goes with Spiritual King of Aquatics Idiospharo, which is the blue overtrigger. 6 listings left on the market, starting from $32 on this one, and the market price on this one has historically been higher. Currently, it's around $28, and when it comes to sales on this one, they're still selling more recently from $28 to $30, and when it comes to their availability, they range from 32 all the way up to 68. Brilliant Dragon Mythiarq, which is one of the discard cyclers from Festival 2024, is also on buyout status right now, with a base price of about $22 and 6 listings on the market. The market price has been rising again, and it's been in the single digits and only just really made it into the double digits with the last month. There were two. $12 is the current market price, or at least around that. And we're looking at 22 all the way to about $27, $28 when you consider shipping and handling. So this one is moving up there. But as for sales, it was only more recently that we started seeing sales in the $20 range. And someone actually bought 6 copies. That's interesting. Otherwise, they've mostly been $12 and $14 sales for this card. Stealth Fiend Shenri, taking a quick peek at this one. This one only has 2 variants, which are the original promo that was a triple drive booster box topper, and the triple rare reprint and the festival booster for 2024. Currently, both of them are still relatively expensive. In $18 for the original promo, with a market price of around $15.50. And the reprint is at $23 with a market price of $22-ish. Both of them have double digits in terms of their listings, but they're around 10 to 15 listings each. And given that this thing can generically be played in Dragon Empire, unless we get some more reprints, this could eventually see some rises. Something that's a little shorter on listings right now is the triple rare of Glansil Rotovisor from DivineZ 2. 6 listings on the market for this one, and it's been bought out to the point of $4. But if you take a look at the actual sales, they've only really been selling for around $1 and almost $2 for the most part. Someone did buy them at $4 when there was a playset available. And in terms of availability now, all the listings that are currently on the market are basically $4 to $6 to pick up when you consider shipping as well. Divine Sister Biscotti, which is the energy cycler for Cater Sanctuary, is almost aligned on the silver rare and the triple rare for their base listings. $43 right now on the triple rare, $47 for the silver rare, while the FFR is currently around $96.50 to pick up. With when you take a look at the silver rare and double FR, they have 10 or less listings available, while there are still 18 listings available on the triple rare. The double FR of Flower of Ruined Castle Imposa, which is a Drajul support card. This is also in the triple drive booster and has only 3 listings on the market, starting from $15.50, and then it moves up to $20 and $30. There are only 3 copies overall, and the market price is around $13 for this one. This is an interesting one that I didn't really see up until now. From set 12, there's a card called Divine Sister Dakos, which is a Soul Rhydron support card, but it's also a bit of a generic where it allows you to draw a card without actually needing Soul Rhydron. So I point this one out because its base price has actually been increasing, even though there are still a decent amount of listings on the market for this one. Its market price is currently less than $1, but the base listing is currently $2, while the frame rare has 4 listings on the market at about $3.50, and then the market price there is $1.54. So another one to watch out for, given that Divine Sisters are getting their own boss grade 3 now, and of course Soul Rhydron is getting its mask form in DivineZ 6, which could also be driving this. But it's basically the fact that when you take a look at this double R, it was more recently that these actually really got bought out from a range of 50 cents to even $3 apparently. And now you can only find them in the dollars range. There was a little bit of support announced for the Omnia Gruzo Evil Eye pair. So I just wanted to see where they're at right now. There are 43 listings on the regular Omnia Grusso, and the card is still underneath $1 to pick up. When it comes to its availability, there are a good amount of copies at $2 and under. So, with over 43 listings here, and even with the sudden increase in sales over the last few days, it doesn't look like this one will get bought out that easily. And then there's Omnia Grusso Mask, of course, which is also under $1 to pick up with a similar amount of listings available and a market price under $1 as well. But in terms of this one, there aren't really any play sets on the first page, even though there's still a decent amount to pick up for 50 cents to about $1.50. Another one that's also running out of quantities is Mythiarq Lurtherol from set 11. There are 5 listings on the market for this one, and this card has now become a $6 plus card. When you take a look at availability and sales have been moving as high as around $3.50 plus. Most of them have been selling for around $1. But yeah, looks like Mythiarq is starting to move a bit more, so that's another thing to keep in mind. To that same point, you have the promo card, Mythiarq Guardian Delfino, which has no copies on its regular one right now and a market price of around 15 to 16. The foil, oh, we don't even talk about the available listing, but the market price on that one is around $12. So, yeah, Mythiarq is getting attention right now. A little bit on other Lyrical Moz stereo ride lines to look at. Relation Weaver Petralka, which is one of the Highlander builds that you can use for standard, is short on listings between its promo and its Festival 2023 reprint. The card ranges from $3 to about $9 on base listings between the two, and their market prices are both under $5. But there are only 9 listings overall between them, so if you are looking for Petralka, there aren't as many to pick from right now. Felterosa is another one, which only the retrain of it, Rondo Paloon, is only from Festival 2023 and has 8 listings on the market right now. And in terms of actual sales, yeah, we haven't seen that many sales on this one, but they have been selling from 8 to 9 to even, actually not $10 yet, but we have seen a number of sales of them closer to $9. Availability-wise, it's mostly a $10 card plus, so if you're looking for Felty Rosa, a lot of its support cards are also specific to Festival 2023, so I'd watch out for those too. You've also got Sing With Me, Lauren Errol, which is also Festival 2023. 9 listings on the market for this one, and this one's still cheaper on the low end at $3. And in terms of availability here, they're mostly $5 cards. Lauren Errol isn't as popular, especially considering that it feels a bit like a downgrade in comparison to the original that came from set 1, but even then, Lyrical set 1 was not a very big set in terms of value either. And our last card for today is Experiment Successful, which has a complete sellout on the triple drive double rare variant, while the original from set 5 is low on listings right now. $4 to pick up the lowest one and a market price of closer to $2, and only 6 listings there. And then I once talked about the buyout on the SP, but right now it's $45 to pick up with a market price of about $24 and only 3 listings left on the market. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.